Hey guys, it's Steve. So today we're going to be taking a look at the new TEC Mini pellet grill. I'm super stoked to get my hands on one of these things. I'm going to give you a nice little overview, and we're going to do a little comparison to the full size one as well. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so here I have the Mini right on the right next to the full-size TEC on the left, and you can obviously see the size difference there. The Mini has the pellet hopper off to the side on the left side there, whereas the full-size has it on the back. So the full-size has the 40-pound pellet, and the Mini has the 15-pound pellet. So I just want to give you a quick little kind of shot of the two of them side by side, and then we're going to go ahead and focus on the Mini now. Okay, so here's the inside of the Mini. For you guys that are familiar with the TEC, you know, on the full-size one, the auger is coming from the rear, so obviously with the hopper off to the side, it's coming over from the side. We've got our fire pot here, and then we've got the same thing as the big guy. This is our heat deflector, or your flame deflector. You set in just like that. And then we've got our drip pan, again identical to the large unit that you set in just like that. And then our stainless steel cooking grate, and that just goes in just like that. And also, just like the big grill, we've got our pit probe right here that is fed to the onboard computer. One of the things that I wanted to point out, because you guys that are familiar with TECs probably would have the same question I did. So on the inside portion of the lid here on the Mini, there's this kind of large little metal plate, and I wasn't exactly sure what that was for, so I chatted with the guys from TEC, and what it is that since the Mini is so much smaller and has less airspace, it gets a lot hotter, and so this basically is just kind of protecting the outside lid and the handles from getting incredibly hot. So it's just kind of an extra little heat barrier here. Now, since the Mini is obviously meant to be portable, we're going to get to the collapsible legs here in just a minute. There's a nice little hinge here on the pellet hopper, so while you're moving this thing around, this thing's going to stay nice and shut, and you just kind of secure it just like that, and you're all set. Some nice handles here, and give you a little look inside the pellet hopper here. Again, this is a 15-pound hopper, which is more than enough for multiple cooks. Whenever I have the big guy filled up with 40 pounds, that's enough for, you know, 8 to 10 cooks, with a mix between low and slow cooks, lengthier low and slow cooks, and then some higher heat you know, shorter cooks during the week and stuff like that. So you can see the auger down in here. Okay, so you don't have a smoke stack on the Mini like you do with the big guy. The TEC folks went through some various design changes and came up with these two just holes right here on the back that are going to act as your vents right there. And then on the other side, just like the big guy, you have a nice stainless steel handle here and your little drip bucket to catch all the fat and juices running off of your cook. Okay, so then I also wanted to just go ahead and show you how to collapse the legs. So this thing can easily be picked up and set into a truck or an SUV. Once the legs are collapsed with two people, you could probably even just do it yourself if you're pretty strong. With the 15 pounds of pellets in it, it's about 100 pounds. So you start for collapsing, you start with the side with the wheels, and you just lift up, and those tuck in just like that. And then again, this little rod right here, you just lift this up, and it just tucks in just like that. So you can see how easy that was. All right, and the last thing we're gonna look at is the Smart Grill Technology computer. It's the same exact computer that comes on the big guy. So all you're doing is just hitting your on and off button here to turn it on, and you just push your arrows up or down to kind of dial in your temp, and you've got your set point and then your actual temp there. The one thing that I wanted to point out that is different on the Mini versus the newer, larger grills, I have the first generation large grill that doesn't have this extreme smoke button on it. The larger ones have that button on there now. But what this button does on the large guy is that if you engage that, it puts the fan into an on and off cycling mode to where the pellets can sit there and smolder longer, producing more smoke flavor if you like a little bit stronger smoke flavor. That button is disabled because the fan between lower temps like 225 and 300, I think, without looking at the manual, during those lower temps, the Mini automatically goes into that on-off mode for the fan in order to keep the temps low. I was chatting with the guys from TEC, and they said, you know, if the fan on this guy, since you're dealing with a lot less airspace, if it was always blowing, then it would be impossible to keep this thing down at a nice low and slow temp like 225. So that was just really the main thing that's kind of different, is at that lower temperature, that thing is automatically engaged. So that's really it. That's all I kind of wanted to walk you through. Those are all the features. You can see how they're very similar, but this thing is super portable. You know, you can just pick it up and wheel it around or collapse those legs and be on your way. So I'm going to be cooking a lot on this in the coming weeks. So definitely subscribe and check out TEC over at rectechgrills.com. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.